A long time ago, deep in the lush valleys of Nepal, there was a peaceful village surrounded by mountains called Spring Breeze Village. In this village, there lives a young man named Luohon. He was no ordinary young man, but was known for his unusual calmness and compassion. Arhat showed extraordinary calmness when he was young. He always remained calm in the most difficult situations. The villagers are deeply curious about his emotional balance and speculate about his innermost secrets. One day, a group of villagers gathered together and decided to find Luohon and ask him personally how he stayed calm during exciting moments. So they found Arhat and stood in front of his peaceful house. Arhat greeted them with a smile and looked deeply into their eyes. The villagers asked in unison, "Arhat, no matter what happens, you can be so calm. We are all curious. How do you do this?" Arhat slowly sat down and invited the villagers to sit around him. He began to tell his story. Many years ago, when he was a young lad, he was driven by an urge to explore and embarked on a journey deep into the forests surrounding his village. Among the lush trees and vines, he discovered a hidden cave. Inside the cave, he was surprised to find an old monk with his eyes closed, immersed in deep meditation. Arhat sat down quietly and decided to wait and observe the old monk's meditation. A few hours later, the old monk slowly opened his eyes and stared deeply at Arhat. "Young man, you seem to be gripped by a storm of angry emotions," he said. Arhat nodded, feeling the turmoil in his heart. He confessed his feelings to the old monk. "Yes, respected monk. I find it difficult to remain calm in the face of challenges, especially when trying." The old monk smiled and invited Arhat to sit next to him. He began to impart his wisdom, teaching Arhat the art of emotional detachment and the path to inner peace. He introduced Arhat to the concept of mindfulness, teaching him to observe thoughts and emotions without judgment, simply acknowledging their existence and letting them drift like clouds in the sky. Arhat practiced mindfulness diligently, sitting under the shade of the Bodhi tree every day and focusing on his breathing and body sensations. Gradually, he learned to gain understanding from his emotions, which was no longer a temporary suppression, but an inner recognition and acceptance. However, mindfulness is only part of his journey. As time passed, the old monk also shared the importance of empathy with Luohon. He explains that being emotionless is not apathy, but rather coping with life's challenges through understanding and empathy. Empathy is the key to emotional balance, not only for yourself, but for others. Rowan begins to apply empathy to his life. He took the initiative to help villagers solve their difficulties, providing a sympathetic ear and practical support. These acts of kindness not only brought him closer to the villagers, but also built a solid bridge deep in his heart. His reputation as a compassionate and calm young man spread through the village and lasted for many years. Arhat gradually grew into the leader of the village and became a mentor for the villagers to master their emotions. He often sought advice and spoke with wisdom. The villagers regard him as a spiritual light, always guiding the way forward. However, one day, a sudden huge storm swept through the entire village. The storm destroyed homes, fields and crops, leaving a trail of chaos. The villagers were distraught and in high spirits in the face of the disaster. They turned to Arhat, expecting that he too would be shaken by the great disaster. However, Arhat remained firm and calm. He walked to the center of the village, comforted the villagers, and helped them rebuild their lives. He was not swayed by the turmoil of the outside world, but treated the disaster with empathy and understanding. He tells the villagers that while emotions are a natural part of human existence, inner peace can be found without acknowledging one's own impermanence. These words deeply touch the hearts of the villagers. They begin to understand that true peace does not come from avoiding emotions, but from being mindful and empathetic when they occur. Arhat's teachings spread throughout the village after the storm. His story became a legend in the village, inspiring every villager. The fame of Arhat not only spread within the village, but also spread across the mountains to distant places. Pilgrims came to Chunfeng village, one after another, to seek the guidance of Arhat. With his quiet and wise mind, he became a mentor that many people followed. Nowadays, Arhat is an old man, but he still sticks to his beliefs and continues to share his wisdom. As the years passed, Luo Hon deeply felt his inner calling. His understanding of emotional detachment and inner peace deepened. In his later years, he still sat under the Bodhi tree and shared his teachings with visitors. His legacy will live on, reminding everyone that deep in this peaceful valley of Nepal, the secret to emotional balance lies in mindfulness, empathy, and awareness and acceptance of emotions as they occur. The story of Arhat has become a legend, a star that shines in time. His inner journey reveals to us that true peace is not about escaping from emotions, but about finding the power of understanding, empathy, and acceptance deep within. His footprints travel through time, like a beacon, illuminating the path forward for everyone who pursues inner peace.